Welcome, gentlemen, and even gentler girls. However, I don't think any girls are watching this video, but if there are any members of the female population watching this channel, I love you. I think that you're super cool watching this ridiculous YouTube channel in which I am talking about audio stuff and guitar related stuff. You must be absolutely crazy. In any case, I welcome everybody of all genders and qualifications to this video, in which I have prepared already my shroom cup with a little bit of coffee. But this time we have an upgrade. We have some lemon, squeezed lemon, which I squeezed, like refilled 4 times today because I need something to counter the coffee. In any case, I've got everything prepared for the new slightly technical replies video, in which we are going to check out all the videos that I posted last week. We're going to read some of the comments and talk about a few topics, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I love these videos because these are the community videos that I don't give a fuck if anybody's going to watch. I don't need to make any stupid names for this video, and we are just here hanging out and preparing for the next batch of videos that I'm supposed to record. Yeah, that's going to happen. In any case, if you're ready, let's go. All right, so what did we have last week? So since our last sort of slightly technical replies, ranty type of thing, we had the heaviest JCM 800 you've ever heard. Yeah, it was Evil 800, great amplifier. I hope that everybody watched that video. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out. It was actually my first time that I did sort of like a produced track in a video, and I'm going to be doing a lot of that now. And I have to say that it makes me really, really happy to do that kind of content because, you know, I've been pretty much working the last 5-6 years to gather all the, to earn for all the equipment that I need to start actually working on music. And so this kind of thing makes me really happy. I think that I'm going to change the form of these videos about amplifiers and tonex profiles and that kind of stuff a little bit. And there were not a lot of comments on this video. Some of them, yeah, there was one of them who said it sounds like a JCM 900. That amplifier doesn't sound anything like a fucking JCM 900. You can rest assured. But it's a great amp, great tonex profiles, by the way. And yeah, pretty much that's it for that video. Next, we had the top 3 pro tonex EQ tricks that you must know. Oh, fuck me with these names. Like, but I have to do them, otherwise nobody's gonna watch. No, in any case, that was a really cool video, and even if you're not into like tonex and that kind of stuff, you should watch that video because there's some really cool tricks that can be applied in many other different situations. Now, yes, I do the tonex thing because the tonex profiles are the ones that make this, just so I could make a little bit of miserable revenue from all the videos that I'm doing at the moment. So, but I really think that the tonex profiles that I do are really, really cool, especially like the new ones that I did. So obviously the Boogie is up, the Evil 800 is up, really, really nice tone models. And currently I'm working on my Sound City, so a lot of like high watt sounds are coming up. I finished the Angle and I will try to put it up today. I've got like, again, something like over 20 tone models of my modded Angle amplifier, like high gain stuff. Really, really cool amplifier and really great sounding tone models. Speaking of the tone models, I have to ask you a little thing. For the people who are watching this channel, what kind of packs would you want? Because what I figured out is that people actually want some packs that are sort of like done already, like solo tone or whatever rhythm tone, that everything's dialed in with all the effects engaged and that kind of stuff, where the packs that I've been doing so far, other than the Evil 800, were very raw. You get the tone models, but you have to dial in your own profiles and tones. That's the way how I function. I always like to get things raw and then I want to dial it how I like. But speaking with a lot of people, pretty much everybody told me that people like to get things that are already done. For me, it's absolutely fine. I can make like these tone models, like specific tones for specific whatever parts, and just completely dial in the profiles with effects. If you like that more than getting the raw stuff, let me know down in the comments. I would much appreciate the information. Next video we had, engineer reacts. Yes, engineer, that's me. I have to write that I'm an engineer, so somebody's gonna watch these videos, for fuck's sake. Now, in any case, the truth about Blues Breakers, yes, that was the video where I was commenting on the Andertons video. Now, the Andertons video is not really important, but I think that the topic of the Blues Breaker is something that I'm going to explore more in this channel. I think it is a great pedal, not necessarily the Blues Breaker. I don't really like the Blues Breaker. I like the King of Tone. I like that. When I think Blues Breaker, I actually think King of Tone, and I think about that architecture of pedal. That's at least how my brain functions, and I really like that architecture of pedal, and it's really worth exploring more. So we're gonna talk more about the Blues Breaker, and yeah, it was quite a ridiculous video by Andertons, and a lot of great comments by people. Really, really nice, positive comments. Nothing really special that I care to talk about in this video. It was more about people, you know, commenting what they use, what kind of pedals I should check out, and I thank everybody for commenting these very nice things. Now, the video of the week, Guitar Gear YouTube is dying, and here's why. Here's why. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, it was like a little rant where I just I wasn't necessarily ranting, I was just speaking my mind in front of the camera, which is a thing that I'm practicing doing. And I think that I sort of touched upon a few great things. I expressed my obviously sincere opinions, and there were a lot of comments on that video. And I read through them, and you know what's extremely special? All of the comments were nice. Like, pretty much all of the comments were great, and I'm surprised and I'm proud of each and every one of you who didn't want to comment bad on that video. Now, in any case, there were some great comments, and I would like to go through a few of them because there were a lot of points in this video, and obviously there were some things that I just I just failed to say them, and some people made such great comments. They really like just great points of view on the topic, and I just selected a few of them that I'd like to talk about in this video. So first of all, from Luke Geis, WW4RU, thank you, Luke, for the comment. I will not read the entire comment, but basically he was talking about all the pre-releases to the influencers, so everybody getting a lot of pedals or whatever products, amplifiers, and then everybody releases their videos and saturates the entire market and everything, and basically that we don't necessarily have a lot of money to buy all these products, and that these products are actually just slight upgrades. They're not really game changer things, but everybody calls them game changers. So I'm just sort of that's how I understood the comment, and I absolutely agree with that. If you think about it, like, people were creating great guitar sounds like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I mean 40 years ago, but let's call, like, even if we think about high gain sounds, which we didn't necessarily have in the 70s until we had Eddie, but even with like the modern heavy sounds, like so many of these albums from the 90s or the end of 80s, like they sound just much better than the stuff today. Is like, could they make great guitar sounds? For sure they could. Could you make great guitar sounds with the new gear? For sure you could. But the question is, how big of an upgrade are you offering me? And then, you know, making these new pedals with an additional switch and that kind of stuff, it's obvious like everybody is tired from this. And I would say that this is one really like key point in why people are not watching these YouTube videos anymore. There is a thing that I might want to make a video about, and it's like a lot of these YouTube channels, they not YouTube channels. What I wanted to say, a lot of these companies create some products, and obviously they would market their product as if it's something really new. But the fact is that we can still make a lot of these products, and not somebody who's an expert. Like anyone can make this kind of stuff. So if you take, for example, I have all my pedals are DIY. I had a bunch of pedals. I sold all of them, you know. I just make most of my stuff, right? A BB preamp, whatever. I made a BB preamp. You can't see it from the light. It doesn't really matter. So BB preamp, very simple circuit. You can make it. Can you make mods to it? For sure. Can you add a switch? For sure. That's pretty much the same what a lot of pedal companies are selling us, right? Amplifiers, kind of the same thing. Like, what are you offering to us? Okay, now we have some products. Obviously, for example, some of the products, like the universal audio products, which have some innovations, like technical innovations that are not possible to make in like a home workshop or stuff like that. It's not possible. You can't make it if you're an amateur, or even if you are like a professional. It really requires you to make some it actually requires you to have certain equipment. You're required to make like very complicated like PCB, and you just can't make it DIY. And I would always say, like, yeah, those are the things that I would spend money on. Now, obviously, you have stuff like the Tonex, and you would have stuff like, I don't know, for example, the new Friedman IR or stuff like this. It has software, so it is made by a team of engineers, and yeah, well, you should pay for that. If you like that kind of product, you should spend money on that kind of product. But a lot of these, you know, that's why I say stuff about like a tube screamer for 400 euros. I mean, come on, for 400 euros, you can buy such a sophisticated piece of electronic equipment, which you can't really make by yourself, you know. That's why for all these things, this kind of stuff, I go DIY. If there are some things that you can't really make, then you obviously go and buy it, right? That's sort of my reasoning, and that's why obviously I'm running this channel and trying to educate people in this kind of thing. But I will not rant about this anymore because you don't have time. I have the time, but you don't have the time. So, next comment by Andy Picker. I will read the first part of the comment. I think that a lot of gear-based YouTube channels don't have the technical knowledge to really dig into the text, so they end up doing demos that pretend to be reviews, which creates a lot of repetition of content, especially amongst the folks who are big enough to get gear sent for free and all launch at the same time on the same day with the claim that, and they don't know what I'm making this video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you can't see through that, I mean, come on. I absolutely agree with this comment. Thank you, Andy. But the thing that I absolutely agree the most is they don't have the technical knowledge to really dig into this stuff. And I picked this comment out because it reminded me of the thing that I absolutely hated about YouTube, gear demos, reviews, and what kind of stuff. So here's the thing, most YouTubers are actually musicians, and it's really hard organizing the whole camera thing and editing, and for some people, I can only imagine how hard it is for some people because I'm doing all these things by myself, and I'm really lucky that I actually can do all the things by myself, like edit videos and do all the technical stuff. Now, what I never liked about these videos is that musicians take a piece of gear and then they play well, they demo it, they can create great sounds. But whenever it comes to explaining something, it's like, oh, I don't know, we don't want to get into the technicalities because that's either boring or whatever, we don't understand it, and or we are not supposed to understand it, or we don't have the capacity to understand it. You know, that a lot of guitar YouTubers, they would go like, we don't want to get into technicalities because that's going to bore people. Why? What are we, I don't know, monkeys or what? We don't understand this. It is boring to us to have a few technical facts. That's sort of why I call this channel slightly technical. It's not technical, but it's slightly technical because it's not boring, and it's not supposed to be boring, and it's not supposed to be hard, which is the next very important thing. Everybody talks about anything technical. Oh, but that's like really hard to understand. Like, what are we, stupid? We cannot understand it? What the fuck, man? You know? I understand we are not going to talk about academic learning of things which is boring to everybody. I've been to the university. It's fucking boring and useless most of the time, you know? But there are some things, some technical things that should be said, and some technical things that should be understood by the reviewer or demoer or something that kind of makes you competent to speak about this piece of gear. If you think that it is enough only to play it, I don't think that's enough if you're doing some kind of YouTube demo, because we came for the knowledge. We came for some information that, you know, we came for some information that we didn't know before. And let's just say that most of the people who are watching these gear demos are musicians, because they came for the information about a certain piece of gear, a pedal amplifier or something, and then another musician is doing a review of that, attempting to say something technically, saying it wrong, or not saying nothing technically about it, and giving you some information which confuses you additionally. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's right. But yeah, we live in a world of inclusion in which we cannot say anything what's on our mind, and we also can't say anything about anybody else, so nobody gets whatever, frustrated, or what's the English fucking word for insulted? What are you, pussies? Yeah, I'm just a guy, just expressing an opinion on something that sometimes pisses me off, but usually it doesn't, because I drink my medicine and then I'm fine. So, next comment by eWhite95. Oh, so I picked this up because he mentions the Rob Chapman Guitars KDH thing, and he says like it felt like it happened overnight. Yeah, I sort of touched upon that in the video, and you see, what I want to say about this thing, I will be completely honest, I don't really remember exactly what happened back there, because it has been a long time and I really have my own life, and I couldn't really, you know, be a part of some kind of YouTube drama or something like that. But the way I understood it, I may be wrong about this, but the way I understood it, obviously Chapman guitars did something. Some of the guitars were shit, they were cheap. And by the way, I tried a Chapman guitar a few years back. It was the biggest piece of shit I ever tried. However, that could only be the certain piece of gear that I use. It might not have been every guitar or whatever. The whole point is that I want to say here is that I have some kind of first-hand experience with running, not necessarily running, but being a part of a corporation. First, working in a corporation, like big companies and stuff like this. Second thing, actually working with overseas companies in the music business, and it is fucking horrible. If you want to run a company, and Rob Chapman is somebody who has been, you know, creating his image and his name for years on YouTube, and then he started a company because he needs to make some money from this, from all of that. You just think that, you know, he's gonna sit over there and make videos and starve? No, of course he's going to make some money. And I'm not saying that justifies if the product is not good, and we are obviously going to say that that product is not good. But I'm just saying that especially new companies have huge problems starting to do any kind of like production type of thing. And I can only imagine that they ran into a lot of problems. And this is not me justifying, you know, Rob Chapman or something. I don't know him. I don't care, you know, about him or about KDH. But this KDH guy was some kind of, you know, guy who just made a YouTube channel, and he looks like a guy who is quite unsatisfied with himself. And then he made this, he was a little bit Fox Mulder about the whole thing, you know? And that video practically, as far as I know, destroyed Rob Chapman as a YouTube personality, destroyed the whole business. As far as I know, I don't even know if that company exists or what kind of struggle they're doing. At that particular point in time, for you guys who have been around, I think that you know that at that point in time, everybody was trying to make affordable guitars, and pretty much few years ago, Harley Benton came about, and they sort of like killed all of the companies that were trying to make affordable guitars, because they just won. You know, they just made them ridiculously affordable, and you know, you could actually play them. Because going back like 20 years ago, if you wanted to buy like a cheap guitar, it was really cheap shit. Now you can go and buy like a Harley Benton guitar. It actually plays fine. It's set up well. It looks great. It doesn't even have a veneer. They have tops. It's ridiculous, you know. And I'm not trying to sell any Harley Bentons. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, you know, that is a fact. And that was the time. And a lot of these cheaper guitars didn't really make it. But I don't think that video was okay. You know, to do that kind of video, to destroy somebody's business, basically. But maybe Rob Chapman did something to him. Maybe he did something to him when he was young, so he had to get back at him. Maybe that was the thing. But we don't know that. We don't give a fuck. We're not going to talk about that anymore. Now, in last comment for today. Listen, left Andy guitar, all right? Says, to that video, you could say it's all you could say it's all a lot of fluff, all right? And then you have the guy commenting, soil sample. Amazing, right? He posts a lot. Yeah, looks too much like Bert Kreischer for me. That's absolutely true, all right? We're talking about fluff. So it's all fluffy, the whole thing. All right, so basically the last video that I put out was about a new video series that I will attempt to make. And I will make, definitely will continue making these videos, and I see that a lot of people responded well, and it's the sound of words. I was talking about chime. I will work on these videos, and there were a lot of great comments to that video, all kinds of different adjectives that I'm supposed to explore, and for some of them I was thinking, and I thought to myself like, oh my God, it's gonna be fucking hard for some of these adjectives, but I will need to make some research and then prepare a video for all this, but I think that is going to be great. Some of these videos have performed well in terms of like they reached a lot of people. There are a lot of great comments, really, really nice comments, a lot of likes and that kind of stuff. But at some point, the YouTube algorithm sort of shuts them off. I don't know if that can change. I hope that one day these videos will reach a broader audience, but I don't know, if maybe sometimes you can share these videos with your friends and stuff like that, because that is going to, I guess, maybe sort of help out the videos, you know, reach a broader audience. Now, in any case, I thank everybody for watching. You, the people watching these videos and coming to the end, are the absolute best, and I love you guys, and I have to go now and just make more videos for you guys, basically. So, see you.